everybody? My name is Faith B, and welcome to the My Faithburtt podcast. Here we interview some of your favorite public figures, upcoming artists, and we talk about their road to success along with their faith life.
I'm losing function of my mind. My heart's doing the thinking this time, going into overdrive. But I'm trying to take it slow tonight.
What's up? My name is Shumake. I am an artist, recording artist from the city of Detroit. I like to make R&B music. I've been singing with my siblings, with my sisters, my whole life, and then we started leading worship like on Sundays when I was like 8.
8? You was leading at 8?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're a PK, like a small church, like you play every role.
Yes.
You might be in slides. You might do children's ministry one week. One Sunday I was playing drums. You just have no idea.
How has that been growing up in the church
I feel
like that?
Everybody asks me all the time. I don't really have anything to compare it to because that's all I've known. Becoming an adult, I understand why I wasn't allowed to do some of the things that I wasn't allowed to do.
Okay, so what did you want to be before you started this path?
I wanted to be a hooper.
Okay, you wanted to be in the NBA?
Or as well as I'm not. But my whole family's musical. Everybody, like, when I say everybody's a pastor or a minister, like my dad's whole side, all his siblings are pastors.
Okay.
My granddad, my grandma were ministers as well. So it kind of just like innate. Everybody sings, everybody's in ministry. All of that.
Yeah. Got you. Has anybody tried to tell you that you're called to like be a pastor? Okay. So how do you feel about that?
I don't want that.
So take me to the process of that. How did that whole song like come about?
So if somebody was like, "Hey, are you single?" I'm asking for a friend.
Okay.
My answer was like, "Hey, yes," but you don't tell your friend like, probably don't try to talk to me because I'm just not in a position where women are actually getting on my nerves. That's
okay.
So
but women, not just the woman.
Yeah, in general.
Okay, got you. As a whole. Okay.
If you think about like, I just started writing music.
Yeah.
And I won a program for $25,000. So like, life was like, I was up.
Straight. Like, I don't want no woman.
Nah, I'm not even saying that, but it was just like, the only time I've ever been like, not at peace this whole summer was when a woman was involved. Not blaming things on women.
Right, yeah.
But that just was where I was at. Once people started flooding and asking me questions, like, what do you mean by that? Who did it? All that.
Right, like, who hurt you?
The director of the program, who was my manager at the time, was like, Caleb, you're about to destroy your fan base before you even gain one. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm being honest.
Yeah,
she
you're
was
being
like,
real.
At least make a song out of it. I remember I was up north with my family, had my guitar, and just started trying to find it, and ended up finding it. Took it to LA when we were in LA. Andre Pinkney, he's a bass player, but he's also a producer. He lives out in LA, and he like flipped it for me, and that was it.
So I want to play a game, all right? Game is called Song Association.
Oh, you gonna make me sing?
I would like to, so that people can hear your voice, and you a singer, you know. The Bible say, be ready in season, not season, and you can send it. So I'm gonna give you a letter. I'm gonna give him a letter, y'all, and he has 10 seconds to find a song that he can sing. First letter is Z. Go ahead, I'm counting down. You got 10 seconds.
I'm not gonna lie, you got me. Like Z?
Keep going.
Has to start with a Z or just has to have a Z in it?
It don't gotta start with a Z. Just sing a lyric.
Amazing Grace.
No, it gotta have a Z in it. It gotta start with a Z. Okay. Next letter. X.
I feel like you're doing this on purpose.
Let's go. Timer starts now. 10 seconds.
Take it all the way down to 0. I have nothing.
You ready?
No.
Q. That should be easy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Well, this is not fair. I feel like you're supposed to warm us up with something easy.
3, 2, 1. I have one. Questions, Tori Kelly. You know my song? Heard that there are seasons, summer and spring, but I've been stuck in winter. You don't know that one? Okay, that's one. That was the first thing that came to me. All right, we like
the question is, dang it.
Yeah,
Got it.
Sorry,
I'm good. I won't get another one wrong.
All right, babe, you ready?
Yeah.
The next letter, I'm gonna ease up a little bit, y'all. T.
Why am I tripping like this?
Oh my God, do you even know?
Oh.
Come on, man, you make music. It came to my head right away.
Topsy-turvy, back and forth. You deserve consistency, baby, know your worth.
Yeah, you got one. Good job. Are you ready?
Yes.
C. I'm throwing him alleys, y'all. I'm throwing him alleys. You got it.
I have a.
Oh my God. See? Gosh. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
He don't even know his own music, y'all. You nervous?
No, it's pressure.
Yeah.
I was gonna go, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
Next letter. N.
Okay, now that I know I can. You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. Why you on my nerves?
You get on my nerves.
Yes, but it's okay.
Let's do one more. But give me a little more of the song. You being a little stingy with the vocals. All right, next letter. Let's see. F.
F. You got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Okay.
What's the when the road gets rough ahead with your miles and miles, a nice warm bed.
I don't know the words either. So you got a friend in me.
There we go.
Yeah, you did good. I want to shift it a little bit because you did sing Topsy-Turvy, and that's one of my favorite songs, y'all. I love that song like real bad. But what I love about Topsy-Turvy, because I played that song, like when I love a song, y'all, like I'm gonna play it till I can't play it no more.
I have a question. Does everybody know where you live?
No.
Okay, so I won't say the specific city. But you told me like I've been listening to this song non-stop. And I looked on I randomly like would check like in my Spotify for artists or like Apple Music for artists. And it'll tell me like who's listening right now. It won't tell me who, but it'll tell me how many people are listening right now. Okay. And it'll also give me analytics of what city. Okay. And it had been like 3 days. And I looked, and the city that you live in, it was at like 600 plays or something like that. And I was like, bro, you literally were just playing it nonstop. It
was me, yes, I was playing it nonstop.
Because I don't know anybody else that lives in that, in this city. So I was like, yeah, this is fake for sure. So I bless you for that. I appreciate it.
So let me give you a little context, because like during that time, my emotions were like really high. My sister had just passed. I was dealing with this man who I really shouldn't have been dealing with. And so I'm listening to the song and I'm like, dang, this feels like exactly what I needed to hear. And so, my emotions are high. I'm trying to make this situation work. But then it's just like, when I heard the words, it kind of felt like it was God like speaking directly to me. Wow, no lie. Yeah. Like how you were saying, you deserve consistency, baby, know your worth. Like, I'm like, this nigga right. Like, yes, I'm the trophy, I'm the prize, like all of that. Yeah. And it was everything that I needed to hear, honestly. Like, oh my God. And I sent it to like girls. I work with a lot of youth, like teens and stuff like that. And so I'm sending them your music. I'm like, this is beautiful. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So since we're talking about that, I remember I watched the interview. I can't remember the dude's name. Sorry to this man. But you were talking about how basically there was somebody in the church that prophesied over you about your musical career.
The Cobain Report is the name of the podcast.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah. Wait, what's the name?
Cobain Report.
Cobain Report? Okay, Cobain Report. Shout out to y'all. But so can you take us through that experience?
Yeah. Can I remember the prophet's name?
I will commend you. You've been saying a lot of names.
I can't right now. I'm sure it's gonna come to me after we turn the camera off and all
Yeah.
that. But he looked at me. He was like, "Hey, you do music, right?" And I was like, "No, not really." And I would just continue to play underneath him as he's preaching. And he's like, "You are going to make your family wealthy with your music, with your songs that you write." And I was looking at him like, okay, whatever. And then he went further and was like, and it's not gonna be Christian worship music, it's gonna be secular music. And I was like, yeah, bro, it's off this rocker. Being a PK, I've encountered a lot of prophets. Some of them say a lot of stuff that doesn't resonate at all. And I'm like,
No, I feel you.
And so that didn't resonate with me at all. I was just like, yeah, bro, okay.
Bro, tripping.
And I just left it at that, and that was it. And then, obviously looking, the wealthy part ain't there yet. But now I'm like, he saw the vision, so it must be coming. But looking at it now, I was like, wow, he was really, God was speaking to him. He was really hearing what he was saying.
That's crazy. So what year was that?
That was probably 2020.
Okay, so he prophesied, you didn't resonate with it at all. Now looking back, you're like, okay, I see what he was talking about. And like, how has that, I guess, influenced your relationship with God after like hearing the prophecy and where you are now?
For me, I feel like as a Christian, for me, I can't speak for every Christian, but for me, there's highs and lows where it's like, oh my God really doing this thing. It's easy when everything is good, and then when it's hard, it's like, okay, what are you doing, Lord? And so I've been in a couple, especially with doing music, it's so up and down, and especially in this day and time where social media is the driver of everything, and I'll, have a post go up that I'm not intentional about, that I'm just like, oh, this is something for my camera roll, and it'll go crazy. And then I'll have something where like I'm intentional about my content, and then nobody will see it. And so it's like, okay, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And stories like, hey, I was going through something and I listened to Topsy Turvy because it was really speaking to me, are very encouraging, because it reminds me like, oh shoot, like maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I have a friend that told me like that it's okay to feel, kind of saved her life. She was like going through it. And that song itself like helped her through her healing process. It's like, okay, then this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it's gratifying, it's humbling, helps me stay right where I am.
What do you think God's been teaching you right now, your personal life?
God is definitely telling me to trust him. Cause I'm so curious. I want to know the answer to everything. When people talk about stuff and I don't know about it, I'm researching. Like, I like to learn. And maybe it's not like I like to learn to like retain information, but I like to learn so I can know what's going on. And so in that, God is not always like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Right, he ain't gonna tell you.
It's more so, trust me. And I promise you'll love what I'm doing. And right now I'm in a season of like, okay, God, what are you doing? And so I think I'm just learning to trust him more daily, like literally every day. Like, okay, so that's what God is teaching me. Like I said, with my personal life, with music, with my finances, with church, with family, with job, with my career, like with outside of music, like I feel like every aspect, God is like, hey, I have my hands on it, and you just gotta trust me. And for me, sometimes giving up that kind of control is difficult. Like, it's just like, I want to know what's going on.
Okay, so you just ignorant. You just want to know.
I'm a know-it-all. I gotta know.
Okay.
Even with me doing music, it's not because I was like putting the work in and it was like hour after hour after hour and trying to see the fruit. No, it was God being like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. And so I'm gonna set you up to do it. Like, even like when I came to performing, I remember a bunch of people were like, yo, are you nervous? Is your first performance? I'm like, well, I've been leading worship on stage since I was
You don't get nervous?
No. Alright, so here's my thinking about it. And we can get back into the conversation, but for me, first off, everybody that's here is here because they value my gift.
Everybody that's here at the church. Or are you talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait, we can go back to leading worship.
Let's
go to leading worship first.
Okay.
Leading worship. Yeah, that would be crazy.
That's why I'm like, whoa.
No, but leading worship.
Yeah.
Why am I nervous? This is not for me.
Mm.
You know, so this is not the.
Okay.
This is worship. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. So some of the best worshipers that I know that like they live their life in worship aren't singers. So I'm not nervous about putting on a show because it's not a show.
Right.
I'm ushering people into
the presence of
God.
And there's no fear.
Yeah, and He wants to be there. You know?
Yeah.
Like He wants His presence to be known.
That's dope.
So why would I, why am I nervous? And then with performing, I've been on a stage where this is the other aspect of leading worship, like the professional aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't get do-overs. We don't get auto-tune. We don't get...
Right.
We don't get that. It's just one take. And it's that whole take for 40 minutes, 35 minutes, however long the worship is.
Yeah.
So there is no room to like be perfect.
Yeah.
And so on a regular stage in front of people who are literally there because they value my gift, because they want me here, or they want to support me, why am I nervous?
Okay. So I guess what advice would you give to the worship leaders or growing worship leaders who feel fear or are trying to help lead the team out of that place of fear?
Well, first off, Sunday shouldn't be the only day you're worshiping.
Ooh, cause come on, I know that's right. Yeah.
Like really.
Like actually.
And even when I'm in my modes where I'm like, oh shoot, the only time I listened to a worship song was when I was worship leading. I can tell the difference. And so you're preparing your heart. How do you prepare your heart? Do you prepare your heart 15 minutes before service? Or is your heart prepared and you continue to prepare your heart?
Right.
And then the answers are in the book to everything. Your prayer life, your speaking to God, that helps. I feel like being in the presence of God outside of being at church makes it so much easier to just be like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Right.
Now, as far as like leading the team, like, because I'm a firm believer in worship teams should be good. You should also practice singing. You should practice playing your instrument.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yes.
Not that God is a perfectionist when it comes to worship, but He does want your excellence.
Right. You don't want to quench the spirit or people's ears. For any aspiring, musicians or artists, what advice would you give to them in like a very heavily saturated field?
Be yourself for one. I feel like when I started making music, I was kind of like, it's cool to take advice from people and it's cool to get wise counsel, but at the end of the day, who are you making music for? So if you're making music for other people and you're making music strictly for the consumer, by all means, listen to everybody, hear what everybody has to say. But if you're making music for yourself, then be true to yourself. I've had people who try to put me in lanes that it's just not me. Like, not only would it be uncomfortable for me if I were doing that, I just would never do that. Like, someone tried to sell me as the sexy R&B guy. I'm not taking my shirt off, man. That's just not me. I'm not talking about sex in my music. That's not who I am.
Yeah, and I don't see that.
I'm good. But literally be you. I think even like on the business side, your price is your price. You can't nobody tell you your value. You know your value. And so if you say Oh, I need 500 for a 15-minute performance.
Mm-hmm.
Then that is what you're worth.
Period.
Can't nobody tell you, oh, that's high. Okay, well, don't pay it.
Mm-hmm.
You clearly don't want me here as much as you thought you did, and that's okay.
Period.
Okay. Yeah. And then for the believers, make sure you are staying true to who you know that you are, but also who God made you to be. Yeah. Don't try to conform to this world. And I know like some believers may feel like, and even me, I used to listen to Christian rap a lot. When I was used to. Till it became kind of gimmicky a little bit for me, and it became corny. And that changed everything. Then if you're making music for yourself, what makes you happy at the end of the record is what you should be doing.
How can people reach you? Anything that you want to say to, I guess,
reach me?
Yeah. Not person. Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
How can they keep up with you?
Yeah, my music is under Caleb Shumake, CALEB, space SHUMAKE, and that's the same for my socials as well. It's not a lot of Caleb Shumakes out there.